Am I the a-hole for changing my last name to my stepdad's after my bio dad refused to step up? I, 17F, and my sister Kylie, 16F, grew up in a pretty unconventional family situation. To be totally honest, for most of my childhood, my mom was both our mom and dad. She had me at 19, then Kylie at 20. My biological dad was there for a hot minute, but as soon as reality set in, diapers, bills, responsibilities, he bolted. He didn't physically vanish right away, though. For the first couple of years, he floated in and out like some kind of fun uncle. He'd show up randomly, bring a toy, act like he was doing us this massive favor, then disappear again for weeks. When my mom begged him for help with money, he always had excuses. He'd lost a job. He had bills of his own. He was trying. But somehow, he always had cash for new clothes, drinking with his buddies, and chasing women. The only reason we saw him at all was because of my grandma, his mom. She adored us and would beg my mom to let us come over. And when we did, she was the one taking care of us, not him. He'd vanish to bars, or lock himself in his room hungover while grandma made us pancakes and got us ready for the day. Even as a little kid, I knew something was wrong. I knew he didn't want to be there. Then Justin came along. Justin met my mom when I was around 5. At first, I didn't know what to think of him. I'd seen men come and go from my mom's life, but he was different. He didn't just treat my mom well. He treated us like we mattered. He learned my favorite bedtime story and read it to me every night until I grew out of it. He taught Kylie how to ride a bike, running alongside her until she didn't need training wheels anymore. He went to every parent-teacher conference, every doctor's appointment, every recital, every game. He worked long hours, sometimes pulling doubles, just so we could live comfortably, but still somehow showed up when we needed him most. And most importantly, he never once called us his stepdaughters. From the beginning, we were just his girls. So when my mom married him and had our little sister Adeline, now 4, it honestly felt like the final puzzle piece sliding into place. We finally had the stable family we'd always dreamed of. But of course, my biological dad couldn't stand it. For years, he's done the absolute bare minimum. No child support. No real effort. But the second I mentioned at 13 that I wanted to change my last name to Justin's, suddenly he had feelings.
He cried.
Not the genuine, I regret not being there kind of tears, but the how dare you hurt my ego kind. He called my mom, accusing her of turning us against him, like she hadn't been single-handedly holding it together for years while he partied. Fast forward to this past year, we finally got the chance to make the name change legal. The court hearing is something I'll never forget. The judge asked my dad straight up if he'd paid support. He tried to spin it, mumbling about hard times and things being complicated. The judge cut him off. Yes or no, sir? He admitted he hadn't. Then she asked if he'd been actively involved in our lives, school, medical care, day-to-day parenting. He tried again to twist it, whining about how my mom kept us from him. But when she pressed for specifics, he had none. Meanwhile, I sat there thinking about all the years I was the one sending him texts, asking him if he wanted to see us, begging for crumbs of attention. And then came Justin's turn. The judge asked him about his role, and he kept it simple. I've been here since they were little. I love them. I raised them as my own. That's it. No dramatics. No excuses. Just the truth. Finally, the judge turned to me and Kylie. She asked if this was what we wanted. We both said yes, without hesitation. She asked if anyone pressured us. We both said no. She looked me in the eye and said, "Why do you want this?" And I told her, "Because Justin is my dad. He's the one who shows up. He's the one who cares. I want to share his name because he's my real father, even if we don't share DNA." The judge granted it right then and there. My bio dad looked like someone had punched him in the gut. He sulked, red-faced, muttering under his breath. But I didn't feel bad. For the first time in my life, I felt free. When we gave Justin the official papers on Father's Day, he cried. Like, full-on tears. He hugged us both so tight and said it was the best gift anyone had ever given him. That moment alone was worth everything. But, of course, my bio dad's family had to ruin it. Grandma called me sobbing, saying she felt like I'd cut her off. My aunt sent me this long, guilt-trippy message about how my dad was devastated and how I'd regret this when I was older. They all acted like I'd ripped my dad's heart out, conveniently ignoring the fact that he'd spent years acting like we didn't exist. Then came my birthday. We planned a big party at Justin's dad's house. Lots of family, friends, decorations, food. I invited everyone, including my bio dad's side, because I wanted to be fair. The morning of the party, my grandma called asking whose house it was at. When I told her, she got really cold and said she wasn't comfortable being at Justin's family's place. She told me she loved me, but she wasn't coming. I hung up and immediately broke down crying. Kylie sat with me while Justin's family tried to cheer me up, but it hurt. It felt like they were choosing their pride over me. My bio dad? He didn't show, didn't call, didn't text. The man who claimed to be heartbroken over my last name couldn't even be bothered to acknowledge my birthday. Meanwhile, Justin made it a day I'll never forget. He grilled burgers, played music, and even organized a goofy dad versus uncles water balloon fight that had everyone laughing. At the end of the night, he gave a little speech. He said, "I may not have been there when you were born, but I've been blessed to be here as you've grown. I've watched you learn, struggle, laugh, cry, and succeed. I couldn't be prouder to call you my daughter. And I will never stop showing up for you." I bawled my eyes out. Because that's the difference. My bio dad talks about being heartbroken but never lifts a finger. Justin just quietly shows up, again and again, without ever needing recognition. So now some relatives are still calling me cruel. They say I'm erasing my dad. But from where I'm standing, he erased himself years ago. So, am I the a-hole for choosing to carry the last name of the man who actually raised me instead of the one who abandoned me?